Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back with some more patch notes and a Ministry of Balance article. So, for those of you guys new, I go through everything in the patch notes so that you don't have to. I read it so that you guys can listen to it on your way to work, so you guys can do whatever you want to do with it. But you don't have to sit here and read it with me. However, with that being said, if you want to get a snack, I understand. We'll wait. You good? All right, let's begin. The patch notes for October of 2024. Maintenance times for Xbox, PlayStation, iOS, and Android will be October 14th from 2 to 6 a.m. Central Time, 7 to 11 a.m. UTC. The update sizes for the Xbox One S and X will be 3610 megabytes. For the Xbox Series S and X will be 3720 megabytes. For the PlayStation 4, 3040 megabytes. For the PlayStation 5, 965 megabytes. For the iOS and Android, it will be a 1000 megabyte update and then a 3130 megabyte download inside the app. Halloween update, The Crimson Tale. Captains, are you ready for Halloween? We hope so, because a series of chilling adventures is waiting just around the corner. But first of all, here is a traditional gift for you. Use the code 6K2H9U OMBG to receive 1 Fall Big Crate, 6 Type 3 Halloween camos, and 6 common battle boosters. And remember, you enter that code at wowslegends.com/code-redeemer. Here's a sneak peek at what this Halloween update offers. Echo of the Ionian campaign featuring Soviet Tier 8 premium battleship Navarre. The new Halloween event and the return of last year's Halloween operation. Ominous Waters calendar. The commander guises now provide bonuses. Full access to a new line of pan-European destroyers, which we've already been testing. And so far, I've liked them. So if you guys are interested in gunboat destroyers, highly recommend you check out the new pan-European line when it comes out with a new update. New British Destroyer Druid, available for steal. The return of Racing Legends content. Back in time, honor the end of World War I, Veterans Day, and other historical dates. 2 new seasons of ranked battles. Balance and gameplay changes. A few improvements and bug fixes. Echo of the Ionian campaign. The main reward of this campaign is the Soviet Tier 8 premium battleship Navarre. This ship is armed with 12 406mm guns that boast full 360-degree rotation, as well as 34 secondary guns with an impressive firing range that is a base firing range of 7 kilometers, fast reload, and solid damage output. You'll also find her HE shells are particularly effective, thanks to strong damage and high chances of setting enemy ships on fire. Besides the standard arcade and versus AI battles, you can also complete this campaign playing special Halloween operations. The new Crimson Break operation, October 14th through November 4th, and the Final Frontier operation, based on last year's Halloween event, from November 4th through the 18th. Explore the available rewards for completing the campaign with or without Admiralty backing. Without Admiralty backing, you get all of this. And I can't highlight it, unfortunately, but you get all of this, totaling a total of 16,060 doubloons worth of stuff. With Admiralty backing, you get all of that, plus you also get all of this, including the Tier 8 premium battleship Navarre, totaling 76,215 doubloons worth of stuff. Halloween 24, The Crimson Break. Embark on a truly sinister journey from October 14th through November 4th. Join a group of daring travelers to save the Crimson Fleet heroes, imprisoned by Rasputin's evil wife. Success in your mission will earn you numerous rewards, including a new British battleship, Queen Mary, a Halloween 24 crate, and shadow coins. You can spend shadow coins on a new supernatural cruiser, Blazing Dread, based on Suja, as well as content from previous Halloween events, including ships, skins, and crates. Besides Crimson Break battles, you can also obtain shadow coins through the main campaign, the Ominous Waters calendar, and the store. As for the Halloween 24 crate, it can drop the event's main characters as Commander Guises, cool ship skins, and new German Tier 7 battleship, the Scharnhorst 43. I love 43. There's something about 43 that just made everything better. I'm just sorry. Like, I don't make the rules. It's just the way it is. You go back in time, you look at 1943, and suddenly every ship got a refit, and they all were better. So, I'm just saying, 43 is a great year. 43 is a great number. It has nothing to do with me, but, still, I like it. I approve of this message. Plus, from November 4th through the 18th, we're bringing back last year's Halloween operation, the Final Frontier, with slightly modified mechanics. The rewards include U.S. Destroyer Nicholas, or compensation of 9,375,000 credits if you already own the Nicholas, and more. Ominous Waters Calendar. Being a hero is cool, but playing on the baddie side is definitely fun. Is that a double entendre? We got a baddie up here, and she's the villain. Just saying. I don't know. Can't really see her very well. Anyway, from October 14th through November 18th, to obtain the Vagisil. Oh God! Out of all that's what you went. Like, you might as well just call it the Vagisil. I'm sorry, but that's just what it sounds like when you're going with, you got a female villain, and then you're going to call it the Vasilisa Rasputina Commander, guys. I'm guessing that's her name, but good lord. Ain't no wonder she's a villain if her name is literally Vagisil. She's just not happy, okay? Anyway, Halloween 24 crates, shadow coins, and more rewards. Good news, you can now recover up to 3 missed days for free. You won't need to spend any doubloons. Oh, isn't that nice? Commander Guise bonuses. Following the significant changes to Commander Guises in our last update, we're excited to finally reveal their full impact. Some Commander Guises will now allow you to earn daily bonuses if you complete a small task. For example, you may need to earn 30 ribbons of any type to receive a 20% bonus to global XP earned in battle, once per day. The tasks and bonuses may vary depending on the guise. Okay, so this isn't what I thought they were saying when they said that they now have, like, skills or like, bonuses or whatever. But I like this better, because being able to, like, cheese, like, gameplay or something by a guise, I think would be stupid. But the fact that they're just giving you a bonus, if you got the guys, you complete a couple of missions or whatever for that specific guise, then you can earn extra XP or whatever. I don't have a problem with that. The list of guises providing bonuses will eventually increase. For now, these are the guises that have this feature, starting with the Halloween update. Bjorn Stormbreaker can be found in the Halloween 24 crate and separately in the store. Neardanel Nadar. Good God. I hope I said that right, but that is a mouthful right there. Can be found in the Halloween 24 crate and separately in the store. You always know when I'm going to struggle to pronounce something because I pause and I give it everything I got, and then I still butcher it. It's crazy. And then we have Amon Sitri. Amon Sitri can be found in the Halloween 24 crate and separately in the store. Vasilisa Rasputina can be earned via the Ominous Waters calendar. Mary J. East River. Why not call her just Mary J. Blige? That sounds fun. I wouldn't mind that. That would be a fun, guys, potentially. Available in the store for Shadow Coins. Danielle D. Brassfender. Good God. Where are they coming up with these names? Available in the store for Shadow Coins. Derek Bidu. Really? So you got all these fancy names. Bjorn Stormbreaker, Nir Danel Nadar, Amon Citri, Vasilisa Rasputina, Mary J. East River, Daniel D. Brassfender, and then you got Derek Bidu. Not to be confused with Derek B. Don't, alright? Sorry, it's just the way it goes. Check the guy's description to learn about its bonus effect and conditions to obtain it. New Pan-European Destroyer Tech Tree line. These are the destroyers that we've been testing out in the previous update, or the current update, I should say, where we've played like the Fin Yang and stuff like that. Highly recommend you check them out. They're a lot of fun. They're nasty little gunboats, so personally, if you've waited, I told you guys, you don't ever have to spend money to get these Tech Tree ships in early access. Just wait for them to come out, and then you get them in the Tech Tree. But yeah, anyway. New Pan-European destroyers that were previously available in early access. Tier 4, Mavinet, or Moivanet, whatever, Mavinet. Tier 5, Stored. Tier 6, Grom. Tier 7, Split. Okay, actually, I was wrong. What is the Fin Yang? Am I crazy? Fin Yang must be different. That must be the Pan-Asian one. I mean, it does sound that way. But anyway, the Split, very good. I guess I didn't play the Grom, but are now fully available as separate Tech Tree lines. We've also completed the line with a totally new ship, the Tier 8 El Kitsanis. I apologize. I think that's pretty close, though. Katsunis? Y'all have to yell at me in the comments. These ships are all notably fast and agile, and they are equipped with powerful main guns that fire HE shells. Split and El Kitsanis, or Katsunis, also feature radar, allowing them to detect even the most hidden ships. And remember, the Split and this new Katsunis, or Katsanis, whatever it is, their radar, if you're running Jersey Swirsky, you get that extra perk that allows you to reset your radar by triggering your smoke screen right before your radar runs out. So that kind of resets it to like 20 seconds or whatever. It's pretty handy. Anyway, new Destroyer Druid available for steel. Starting from October 14th, the new British Tier 8 Premium Destroyer Druid will be available in the store for 25,000 steel. That is a lot of steel for a destroyer. I mean, it's a Tier 8, but good God. She's armed with fast reloading AP guns and boasts high survivability thanks to her repair party consumable and solid hit points. Be among the first to try out this unique ship. Unique is not what I would call it. I believe I did play this once and I immediately regretted life choices. I understand what they're trying to do, and I know that it has potential with the AP to be nasty, but honestly, if the person that you're fighting has a brain cell in their head, they just bow tank you and make you completely obsolete. Okay? It's absurd. Like, if this thing is supposed to be able to counter destroyers, but it can't unless the destroyer player is an absolute moron and just goes broadside. So, yeah, just something to consider. Racing Legends content returns. This is something I personally have never cared about. If this is something you like, it is unique. I'll give them that. It is a unique game mode. I've just never enjoyed playing it, and I probably won't play it again. From October 28th through November 18th, the Racing Legends content will be back. Check the store for German Destroyer Bulletproof, British Cruiser Perfect 10, and sporty skins for Helena and Gneisno. Now, that is one thing I do remember, is that they have some pretty fancy skins out there that kind of make them look like you can see the spoiler on the backside of the Perfect 10 here. Like, they are interesting. And like I said, I don't hate it. It's just not for me, you know? Like, I enjoy the fact that they came up with a unique game mode that makes things interesting, and it works really well for what it is, and a lot of people enjoy it. I just personally don't really care for it, but the skins are pretty cool, actually, and I hope that we get these skins as community contributors so I can show, or like, I don't even have the Perfect 10, come to think of it. I don't play these game modes, so I don't have any of these ships, but yeah. Anyway, I think I have the Bulletproof. Maybe I'm wrong. But, also, Complete the Racing the Waves free mission to get camouflages, boosters, and a Racing Legends crate, which can drop racing-themed items and British Cruiser Perfect 10. By the way, both Bulletproof and Perfect 10 have been slightly buffed compared to their original characteristics, so you can enjoy them even more. Back in time, honoring the end of World War I, Veterans Day, and other historical dates. From November 4th through the 18th, you can participate in a new historical event to commemorate the end of World War I and Veterans Day. Visit the store to discover ships that participated in historical battles and operations. The Oklahoma, the Texas, the Agincourt, the Kawauchi, the G-101, Bellerophon, Warspite, Arizona, Julio Cesare, Viribus Unitas, South Carolina, Aurora, Oleg, and Arkansas. Complete the Silencing the Storm mission during this event to earn 10 epic boosters, 12 Hunter camos, 12 Union Jack camos, and 6 red, white, and blue camos. The Veterans Day flag, and the final reward, German Tier 3 battleship Von der Tann, with a dedicated flag. And here you can see the Von der Tann. We've also prepared 2 new missions commemorating historical events. The Battle of Trafalgar mission, dedicated to Trafalgar Day. Complete it from October 19th through the 22nd to receive 5 Revolutionary camos, 5 Union Jack camos, and 2 special Trafalgar Day patch symbols. The Battle of Leyte Gulf. Dedicated to the Battle of Leyte Gulf, complete it from October 23rd through the 30th to receive 12 Imperial Japanese Navy camos and 12 red, white, and blue camos. Ranked Battles Season 65 and 66. Demonstrate your naval skills and compete for rewards in teams of 3 during 2 new seasons of Ranked Battles. Season 65 runs from November 1st through November 4th. And features only Tier 5 ships. Season 66 is live from November 15th through the 18th and requires a Tier 7 ship. As usual, rewards include steel, crates, credits, commander progression items, and more. Balance and gameplay changes. Changes to ships and commanders. This update brings changes to several ships. Buffs to the Tulsa, the Carau, the Drake, the Gajimata, the Albemarle, the Khabarovsk, the Conqueror, the Gearing. Both buffs and nerfs to Perfect 10. Nerfs to the Delaware, the Connecticut, and the Nebraska, but not the Louisiana. Interesting. Also, a few commander skills were modified. Buffs to the Acoustic Chamber skill, the Sponge skill, and By the Book. Nerfs to Dance with Death, Gyrating Drill Bits, and Fully Packed. Because God forbid a perk that already nerfs battleships by making them slower and making their turrets traverse worse, now makes them even worse, I'm sure. Why are we Never mind. Just leave it alone. It is... We'll look at the Ministry of Balance article after this, so stay tuned for further information. New ribbon and medal. Oh, I missed a spot. Finally, we've buffed Commander Gunther Lunchen's base trait and unique skill. Okay. And then the rest of the balance changes will be described in detail in the Ministry of Balance article. New ribbon and medal. Starting with this update, you can earn the new assisted ribbon by inflicting any amount of damage to an enemy within 30 seconds before it sinks. This ribbon awards you with 1/4 of the credits and XP you would have received from a destroyed ribbon. Additionally, to reward players who frequently assist their allies, we've introduced the new Helping Hand medal. To get it, you must earn 5 assisted ribbons and 1 battle. That's like the assist version of a Kraken, okay? Like, you legitimately have to hit somebody 5 times right before they sink. Now, personally, this is perfect for me because everybody knows I always leave everybody with just enough for somebody else to get the kill. So, this is going to be perfect for me. I'll be getting helping hands all over the place. Anyway, just call me Allstate. Never mind. Daily boost missions are replaced by weekly assignments. Starting October 14th, instead of daily boost missions featuring daily tasks, you'll have an opportunity to complete weekly assignments, which offer 2 assignments each week. In total, you can earn even more rewards than were provided by the daily boost missions, including additional camos, promotion orders, and global XP. As for doubloons, weekly assignments won't provide them during this update. Instead, you can earn them through the Ominous Waters calendar. Over the next updates, you'll be able to earn doubloons by completing weekly assignments. Rewards from medals move to weekly assignments. One more change. You will no longer receive rewards from earning medals. Instead, you'll be able to earn more rewards by completing weekly assignments as described above. Additionally, weekly boost will now also reward you with a few more rare boosters. Improvements and bug fixes. All platforms fixed a bug where the torpedo aiming interface would be displayed after being defeated, disconnecting, and then rejoining the battle in spectator mode. Fixed an issue where skip bombs would not jump and deal damage on the first aiming line if the plane was above a certain altitude. Console. World of Warships Legends will be supported on PlayStation 5 Pro starting from its release date. Mobile. We've enhanced the light version of Legends, which players receive when they download the game on their devices for the first time. It now supports more ships and maps, and arcade battles are also enabled. The touch zones in the battle control interface have been enlarged, making it easier to reach the necessary buttons. Fixed a bug in the ship loadout where the wrong camo description was displayed by default if the ship was already equipped with a permo camo or skin. Alright, well that is that. So now we move on to the Ministry of Balance. So I'm not going to go over everything in this because there is a lot. What we'll do is we'll kind of just scroll through, we'll hit some of the main things, and then we'll go from there. So, welcome to the Halloween edition of the Ministry of Balance. This update, we're focusing on updating some skeletons in the closet. Plus, the hybrid battleship line is getting a reduction in survivability. This is something you guys have been complaining about for a while, so it'll be interesting to see how they change things. We've also reduced the component HP of several legendary ships, Khabarovsk, Conqueror, and Gearing to improve their overall survivability. Yes, because Conqueror definitely needed to be more survivable. As if it doesn't already have a ridiculous heal and have the ability to just neuter everything with nuclear warfare. Khabarovsk also. I'd never looked at Kaba and said, you know what, that thing isn't tanky enough. It just gets yeeted at any chance. Gearing, okay. Increasing survivability there I could see, because Gearing is kind of squishy for a gunboat. But Kaba? Really? Kaba needs to be less... Never mind. Anyway, ship changes. Tulsa falls behind her peers slightly due to her her reduced salvo weight. So we're improving her rate of fire and concealment. So the main battery reload time reduced from 5.8 to 5.2 seconds. So you're getting basically a half a second, or a little bit more than a half a second of extra reload on the Tulsa. So that's pretty nice. Detectability range by sea is reduced from 12.5 to 12.35. So not as much of a buff there. We're not going to go over the sea or the air and all that and smoke firing penalties. No one really cares about all that. It's minimal. Carau slightly falls behind her peers in damage output, so we're improving this aspect slightly. Main battery reload time reduced from 25 to 24 seconds. Main battery maximum HE shell damage increased from 4250 to 4800. That's a significant boost to HE damage. That's kind of crazy. Now, obviously, you're not going to get full damage very often out of an HE shell, but still, that's a significant increase to your HE damage. Albemarle. The British heavy cruisers lack some survivability. You think? If somebody looks at them wrong, they tend to explode. I guess kind of historically accurate for British ships in general, except for the Warspite, which just refused to go down. Anyway, so we've buffed both Albemarle and Drake's health. Stock hull total health increased from 39,400 to 42,000. That is a significant buff to total hit points. And because of that, she gets some increase to different areas of the ship, making her slightly less tanky, because she has more hit points allocated to the different areas. Upgraded hull total. Health increased from, okay, so that was the stock hull from 39,400 to 42,100. And the upgraded hull goes from 43,800 to 47,000. That is, again, a significant increase in hit points. So that is not a small buff. But it doesn't really matter if they get Citadel into Oblivion anyway. But just giving them a few extra hit points is pretty nice. And that is a pretty significant buff in terms of HP. The Drake, stock hull total health increased from 40,100 to 47,300. Upgraded hull total increased from 46,800 to 49,800. So yeah, I mean, we're looking at like 3,000 HP extra. That's like one extra shell. That's not two extra like overpins. So not a complete. It's not a small buff. Like, it may seem like it, but I'm telling you, like, if you're used to getting dev struck, this could be the difference between you getting dev struck and you living with just enough to get away. You know. Anyway, Gamda upgraded the torpedo speed, increased from 60 to 62 knots, so barely noticeable, and upgraded torpedo range from 8 to 10 kilometers. That is a big one. So you go from having very difficult to use torpedoes that require you to be up close and personal to having nice mid-range torpedoes that allow you to have a little bit of standoff range. So that is actually significant. You're not going to notice this. Not really. This you will notice. Connecticut. U.S. hybrid battleships proved to be more survivable than intended and were problematic. Shocker! You mean having a flight deck that allows a lot of shells to shatter and not pin, and having a underwater citadel that is nigh impossible to hit unless you're at either extreme ranges and catching them broadside, or they happen to be turning towards you. You mean that makes them very difficult? Or the fact that, like, as you aim for their raised flight deck, like just under their raised flight deck, you end up hitting their guns more often than anything, so you end up doing less damage than anticipated. You mean that makes them too survivable? Oh, by the way, all of their firepower is in the front, except for the Louisiana. And yeah, except for the Louisiana. And so because of that, actually, I think the Tier 8's also got a turret in the back, but it's like a dual turret. Anyway, because of that, they never actually need to go broadside. So you just end up fighting a bow-in struggle against a ship that is darn near impossible to deal damage to unless you overmatch, which most of us do not. Unless it's Connecticut, in which case anything with 15 inches and above overmatches Connecticut, but still. I digress. Stock hull total health reduced from 62,000 to 58,900. Again, significant nerf to the total HP. That is 3,000 hit points, near enough. Okay? That is significant. Upgraded total health reduced from 71,100 to 64,500. So this is the difference of going from basically an Iowa class hit point pool. Remember, this is tier 6. Iowa class hit point pool to, like, what? It'd be something French. You know, so usually the French have a little bit lower hit points. So you're going to notice that. Okay. The stock and upgraded hull hanger. Okay, I don't really care about that. Anyway, Nebraska. Stock hull total health reduced from 62,000 to 61,500. So very minimal there. And then the upgraded total health reduced from 71,100 to 67,200. So again, put this into perspective. This is the tier 6, and it had the same amount of health as the tier 7. Hello? Where's that make sense? Especially considering this is a North Carolina hull with freaking a flight deck stuck to it. Like, really? Anyway. Let's keep it going. The upgraded, yeah, we already talked about that, and we don't really care about all the allocations of those hit points, but just know that, again, this is bringing it down to somewhere in the French neighborhood. It's still not bad. I mean, this is not bad hit points. It's just going to be a little bit less than it was. Delaware. Tough ship trait replaced by Ironclad. Just as a reminder for those of you who don't know, when they say they replaced a ship trait, it literally means nothing. These are just descriptors. They're not actually anything to do with the ship. Like, you don't, just because you have this particular descriptor over a different one doesn't mean crap. Like, it's just wargaming trying to make it a little bit easier for you to understand what the perks of a specific ship is. Okay? It's just a descriptor. So replacing tough with ironclad means absolutely nothing. Okay? Stock hull total health reduced from 69,990. Again, this is the tier 8, right? Like, am I crazy? Delaware's the tier 8. It had less hit points than the tier 6. I mean, that's stock, but I'm just saying, like, really? And then the upgraded hull total health reduced from 71,000 to 67,200. Again, this is the tier 8. It has the same amount of hit points as the tier 6. Make that make sense. Doesn't. So why is the tier 6 so freaking, like, tough, right? Anyway, we don't really care about the rest. The upgraded hull total health went from 80,800 to 75,100. And that makes a little bit more sense for the ship. But again, tier 8, this is Iowa class battleship, like, fully upgraded with William Sims. 75,000. Okay, you put William Sims on this thing, you're going to be looking at 77 or 78,000, somewhere in that neighborhood, hit points still. Whereas you would have had like 82,000, 83,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. Anyway, Navarre. The new Soviet battleship Navarre was available for rent during the previous update. Her test period was successful, showing that she needed a slight reduction in survivability, you think? As a result, we've reduced the effectiveness of her repair party consumable, but we've also slightly increased its duration. HP restored by the repair party consumable has been reduced by almost half, from 777 damage per second, or health per second, to 347. However, you do get 8 extra seconds of that tick. Now, I don't know what the difference would be. I guess we could do some math real quick. Let me pull up the calculator. We have 777 times 20. That gives you 15,540 hit points that you could heal previously. And now if you take 347 and you multiply that by 28, whoo, that is a significant reduction in healing. You get 9,716. So you are not quite cutting the overall reduction or overall healing in half, but you've cut it about a third of the way. That's pretty nasty. I mean, that's almost 6,000 hit points per heal that you're missing out on. That is not insignificant. That is a major nerf to the survivability of this ship. So yeah, that's rough. But we'll see how Navarre was really fun when I played it, so I'm looking forward to playing it some more. And it will be the campaign ship, for those of you guys who forgot. Racing Legends ships, the Perfect 10 got a main battery reload reduced from 7.5 to 7 seconds, so slight buff there. AP shell maximum speed increased from 841 to 882, so a little bit faster shells. Detectability range by sea reduced from 13.25 to 12.5. These are all base values, keep that in mind. These are not including any commanders or anything. These are just the base values, so just keep that in mind. Torpedo reload time reduced from 96 to 85. That is significant as well. Torpedo speed increased from 67 to 70. Again, pretty negligible. You're not going to notice huge difference there. They're still going to be medium torpedoes. They're not going to be super fast. Torpedo range reduced, because she got nerfed there, from 10 to 9 kilometers. But again, as a cruiser, you don't really need the super long-range torpedoes. So 9-kilometer torps to help you keep people at bay that may be trying to catch up to you. Engine boost effect on maximum speed increased from 15 to 20%. So a little bit more powerful engine boost, a little bit shorter range torpedoes, and then buffs to the main guns and your detectability. All right, Bulletproof. Detectability range by sea reduced from 7 to 6.85. Again, very minimal there. Detectability, we don't care about the air. Torpedo range increased from 6 to 7.5 kilometers. So pretty significant buff there, but it's still, they're going to be very minimal use. I mean, you're going to have to get way too close to be torping things. Engine boost cooldown, or be torping things that are chasing you, preferably. Engine boost cooldown time reduced from 180 to 120 seconds, so a full minute reduction in the cooldown for the engine boost. That's pretty significant, I would say. And the maximum speed, so the power of the engine boost was increased from 8 to 20%. Dear Lord, that is a huge buff. So the biggest buff here is just this. Like straight up, your biggest buff is going to be your engine cooldown and the power of that engine boost. It's kind of crazy. Now, I don't know how fast the Bulletproof normally is, but that is a significant buff to the engine boost, so that'll be interesting. Legendary tier. This trio of legendary tier ships were designed in an older style, with increased hit points for their hit locations or subsections of the ship. This reduced their survivability to balance them against tier 7 ships, but this is no longer makes sense for legendary tier ships. These are some of the last ships that needed updating in this area. The Khabarovsk. Again, I'm not going to go over like their full like allocation of hit points here, but just they're going to reduce some of the hit points in the areas to make them a little bit tankier. Conqueror, I don't think needed to change, to be honest. The heal is so stupid on Conqueror that you didn't need the like reduction in hit points to certain areas. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But also gearing gets some love there as well. But yeah, I understand why they're doing it, because we've gotten a lot of more powerful legendary ships in that are closer to their PC counterparts. So bringing these back to where they should be rather than the nerfed version for the tier 7s makes sense. But it's still, I mean, Conqueror is incredibly powerful. Kaba is incredibly powerful for what it does. Gearing is very agile, so it can kind of get away with being a little bit less tanky, but it's going to receive a little bit of love there too. It's not going to be really noticeable in gearing because it's very small changes, but I mean, still, little changes here and there should help. At least with these gunboats, it'll help them continue to be a problem for people. But Conqueror is the one that I'm like, why? Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but it wasn't that long ago I just put up 340,000 damage in the Conqueror. I think she's okay. I don't think she needs huge buffs. Okay? And I know this is just a tankiness buff, and Conqueror is very squishy, but that's the only way to kill her. That's the only thing to kill a thing. Like, it is absurdly strong. I don't think it needs a buff to survivability. I think people need to just stop being broadside all the goddamn time. Or don't get caught by a freaking Mino, because Minos shred a Conqueror. But, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Did you guys... Oh, wait. We missed... I thought we were done. Commander skill changes. We've reviewed a few commander skills, particularly looking at those unique to utility cruiser commanders like Sponge and Acoustic Chamber. In addition, battleship skills Dance with Death and Gyrating Drill Bits. I don't remember Dance with Death right off the top of my head. It's got to be one of the newer ones because it doesn't ring a bell right off the top of my head. I'm sure it's there, but I just can't remember it. But Gyrating Drill Bits is a staple among most battleships, at least accuracy build battleships. So it's going to be interesting to see what they change there. They're nerfing it, so it was clearly too strong, even though it's a huge nerf to your ship already. So we'll see. Acoustic Chamber sonar cooldown time effect improved from 10, 15, 20, 25 to 13, 20, 28, 35. So pretty significant buff to the sonar cooldown. And the number of sonar charges has been increased. Instead of getting just one across the board, you now have 1, 1, and then 2, 2. So you don't even have to wait till the fourth tier to get the second charge, which is interesting. That's new for most things. But Sponge. Armament HP effect improved from plus 4, 8, 12, 15 to plus 5, 10, 15, 20. So again, pretty significant buff there. But that's just the amount of hit points that your guns and stuff have. Torp tubes, all that. Armament repair time effect improved from 4, 8, 12, 15 to 5, 10, 15, 20. Again, significant. Effect on incoming damage for cruisers improved from minus 2.345 to minus 3.4, 4.76. So very specific numbers. And then by the book is changed as well. Damage control party duration effect improved from 2, 3, 4, 5 to 4, 6, 8, 10%. Damage control party reload time effect improved from -3, -5, -8, -10 to -5, 9, 12, 15. That is a pretty significant buff to the reload time of the damage control. And then special effect range improved from 1.5 to 2.75 and 3.5 to 2.5, 3.2, 3.9, and 4.5. That is a full kilometer more range on your special effect, like to proc your skill. So keep that in mind. Dance with Death. Effect on armament reload time per 1% hit point lost reduced from -0.04, 0.8, 1.2, and 1.6 to 0.03, 0.6, 0.9, and 0.12. Yeah, Dance with Death I think is one of the new skills on one of the commanders. Just don't remember which one it is, but pretty significant nerf. It's not huge, but it should be somewhat noticeable for your reload times. Maybe I'm wrong. It's not a huge nerf, but gyrating drill bits, oh boy, they nerfed everything, huh? Battleship gun traverse speed reduced from reduced. Oh yeah, because okay, so that is still a nerf. I was like, wait a second, traverse speed reduced? No. So instead of reducing by plus 0.4, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6, you're now only going to get 0.3, 0.6, 0.9, and 1.2. So you're losing the full extra level of gyrating drill bits gun traverse speed, which is sadness. Battleship main gun AP shell damage, which is why most of us take gyrating drill bits anyway, reduced from 3, 6, 8, 10% to 2, 4, 6, 8%. Again, you're losing a full tier on your skill. So it's essentially the same skill, except you're dropping a tier. You're not allowed to get to tier 4 anymore. Kind of annoying, but you do lose the extra 10% or the extra 3% on your reduction in speed. So there's that. So that is the only buff to the perk, is that you lose the extra 3% of reduced speed. But again, it's essentially like taking the final level of the perk and just cutting it off, right? That's what they've done essentially. Fully packed. A special effect on consumable cooldown time reduced from -30 to -20 seconds. So I'm going to blame this on the new commander, Takanashi Hoshino. If that commander didn't have fully packed, I don't think fully packed gets changed. Just to throw that out there. I mean, most cruisers do use fully packed. For obvious reasons. I mean, getting extra heals, extra sonars, extra radars, extra smokes, whatever it is. Like, it's a big deal. But the fact that Takanashi Hoshino, as a battleship captain, has this pack, and I've been using it like crazy, they're dropping the cooldown from -30% on your consumables to -20. And I think that because I've been running in all my battleships for a while, I think that might have something to do with it. But let me know what you guys think. Commander Gunther Lutyens. Base trait Gimlet. Increase in armor or cruiser's main gun AP shell damage improved from 0.25 to 0.3 minimum, and from +5 to 6% maximum. Unique skill, Loyalty to the Navy. Increases in cruiser main battery shell grouping when shooting at destroyers. Improved from 1.52, 2.53 to +2, 2.6, 3.3, and 4. So you get a full extra 1% when shooting at destroyers, full extra 1% on shooting at cruisers, and a full extra 1% on shooting at battleships as well. New ribbon and medals. Starting with this update, you can earn the new assisted ribbon. We already talked about this. Any amount of damage to an enemy vehicle within 30 seconds before it sinks. This ribbon awards you with 1/4 of the credits and experience you would have received if a destroyed ribbon was given. Additionally, to reward players who frequently assist their allies, we've introduced the new Helping Hand medal. To get it, you must earn 5 assists in 1 battle. So, there you go. All right, well, that's everything. That was a longer episode, so this will probably be the only video for the day. But thank you guys so much. I can't wait to hear what you guys got to say about the coming update down in the comments. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.